Hey guys, Value Venture Investing here today. Here we are again today. I knew we'd be here. If you watched my last video, I assumed that the SEC would sue Elon Musk, and we're looking at the shares right now. They're coming under a lot of pressure after hours. They're down like over 13% here, and this is something that I predicted, and I kind of wished I hadn't got involved in this company, actually, to be quite honest, but I believe in the long-term vision. But I thought we'd evaluate what's going on right here. Let's take a look at the news article that came out today. So basically what happened, the SEC opened a case against Elon Musk. According to the SEC filing, the misleading statements made by the CEO falsely indicated it was certain that he could in fact take Tesla private at a specified purchase price. It reflected a premium over Tesla's share price at the time. Additionally, Musk had not discussed nor confirmed any details with the funding source. So basically, it's a lot of the same here. Basically, what we knew what was going to happen, that he said 420, the SEC was not happy with that. So I thought we should look at this in terms of what happened, the timeline. And from there, we can go and see what we think is going to happen next, or what I think is going to happen next. So the first thing, as we know, was Elon tweets. He says, am considering taking Tesla private at 420. Funding secured. So to me, people will disagree with me, but this is just my opinion. I thought that meant that the funding was actually secured. I bought in. I thought that was it. I thought the best thing for Tesla probably was to go private, because they're going to have to raise more capital. They're going to have to raise some more cash. They're going to have to tap the equity markets, the debt markets. And I just don't know how they're going to continue doing what they're going to do. So I bought in. I made a video on that. I gave you guys my opinion, but I would turn out to be wrong that it wasn't going private. But we'll continue along here. Number two, Elon tweets more details. He basically writes in one of the news releases that it's contingent on shareholder vote, which it should be, right? He said in this one as well that he wanted to focus on just Model 3 production. He wanted to, be done with all the noise kind of thing, which I think was a valid point. He should focus on the strategic direction of the company, right? Number three, after these two things, he stays pretty quiet. He said that there was talks with the Saudis, which seems to kind of, contradict the funding secured remark. And the shares undoubtedly fall. So, to me, what does that say? That says the market kind of agreed with me, that they believed them under the premise that this was secured, and the shares basically fell down to the level that they were at before. I think they might have even dropped a little bit further. And I think this is when the SEC kind of got involved, because it seemed almost like a fraudulent pump of the stock, especially when Elon was so concerned about shorts. He was taunting them, short, stuff like that. Apparently just, bizarre behavior, as we, even we've been seeing with them right now. So after that, he announces the company will stay private. And one key thing is no vote. So, he says up here that, it's contingent on shareholder vote, then there's no vote. He basically said he consulted with some investment bankers, some shareholders. Obviously not all of them. I never voted. Most people didn't vote, right? I don't think anybody did, actually. And with this, he basically made the comment that he wants to stay focused, which is what he said up here. He wanted to stay focused on the Tesla. So, that to me, I just discounted that argument right there. And no need to tap the capital markets, and how going private would actually impede that a bit, which I disagree with. And I personally don't know how they're going to go forward if you look at the financials without tapping the capital markets anymore. So that's going to be an issue in the future as well, the very near future. So a lot of what he said didn't make sense. Number five, the SEC starts investigating. Number six, the SEC charges with fraud. So, I'm not so concerned with these charges. There might be just like a fine to Elon himself. I don't think it's going to impede the company in any way. But I'm more concerned about how this really affects how the board of directors is going to look at Elon. A lot of this stock is a story, right? It's a story. You look at people, they don't do valuation on this company, and I'm looking to do some valuation on this company in the future for you guys if you want. So if you want that, comment down the comment section there. But it's all emotion. It's kind of like Apple and Steve Jobs, right? Apple and Steve Jobs, when Steve Jobs sat down, it was like doom and gloom, right? Steve Jobs died, it was doom and gloom. It's still doom and gloom. Yeah, that's a lot different. Okay, I get that. But my question is, what's going to happen next? And this is what I think is going to happen. Elon steps down. If you can read my rating. So I don't think this can continue forever. He's acting very bizarre. I know he's got some family members on the board and stuff like that, and I think that's why he stayed. But I think that maybe he's going to step down into more of an operational role. But it's clear that something has to be done, and with this litigation happening right now, I'm sure that something's going to be done. So that's my prediction. Could be wrong. And then what is that going to do? That's going to keep driving the stock down even further. So I'm going to think we're going to see the stock go down and down and down and down. That's crappy for me as a shareholder, but my recommendation would just be to stay out right now if it gets cheap enough and you believe in the company to buy in. But it's just a world of hurt right now. And it seems like I don't understand why Tesla or why Elon wants to just make more and more issues for himself. He could just stick with the strategic vision. He could not tweet out these kind of tweets that he knows are gonna, create like controversy and stuff like that. Make comments about people being rapists, saying, "I know they're gonna sue me." If you follow that story, and then they sue him about that miner or that guy over there. It's not really relevant, but my point is that he just almost seems to be looking for confrontation, and I don't know what's going on with him right now. So my recommendation is I'd stay out. Be interested to see what goes on. Maybe he'll beat it. Maybe they'll find out that he wasn't fraudulent. I don't know, but the net effect is the same. It's not good for the stock, and that's my recommendation. So I would stay out for now, guys. Anyway, that's gonna be it for today, guys. I'll see you in the next one.